G'day guys and welcome back to The Last of Us. This is Season 2, Episode 6. What happened previously? We were in Seattle. We had like some form of factory where we had a bunch of those, what would you call them? Hunters or something? The real smart ones. Jesse has rocked up with Tommy, though we haven't seen Tommy yet. And we ran into a park that was Scar territory. What happened after that? We ended up Ellie sneaking into Lake Hill Hospital, chasing down, what was her name? Nora, and then ended up chasing her down into basement level 2, where we had a whole bunch of mushrooms that were producing spores. So spores are now a thing. That was one hell of an image, I'm not gonna lie to you. And then we ended, well, actually before we end the episode, Ellie had tracked down Nora and started beating her to find out where Abby is. And then we cut to a pretty random scene of Ellie waking up in bed and Joel opening the door and saying, "Hey, kiddo." Don't know if that's like a dream or a memory, or I don't know what's going on. It confused the hell out of me. There's only one way to find out what it is and what happens next. So let's just get to episode 6. And 3, 2, 1, and go. Austin, Texas. Okay, this is the past.
I'm back on patrol in 30 minutes. So talk fast.
I love this guy so much.
I was buying pot from this other kid. He tried to rip me off and we got into a fight.
That's what you're going with? Think you happened to walk by, saw what was going on, and started punching.
Tommy didn't do anything.
I talked to the kid you beat up, Joel. And the officers who got called to the scene. I'm not stupid. And if you and Tommy weren't my sons, you'd both be in juvie right now.
Interesting man, this police dad.
Did I ever tell you about that time I stole a candy bar? I was 10. Grandpa found out, made me give it back, made me apologize to the cashier. And then we went home. Just before I got out of the car, man, it just broke my jaw. There was blood everywhere.
It's a hell of a hit, especially if you're in a car.
My mouth was wired shut for 2 months.
Even just trying to go like that, like damn.
Okay, yeah, I've hit you, and I've hit Tommy, but never like that. Not even close. I mean, maybe I go too far. I don't know. But I'm doing a little better than my father did.
That's something, I guess.
You know, when it's your turn, I hope you do a little better than me.
He did, with both of his daughters. Well, didn't get his actual name. It was just Jay Miller. There's 2 people again. Walks into Ellie, says, "Hey, kiddo." Or she's not there. That's what he used the bone for.
What happened?
Oh, where'd you come from?
Painkiller. She's all right. Come on.
Painkillers.
No. Leave it. Leave it.
She got bit again.
What happened?
She was working KP and she broke her arm.
But that's where the burn came from. She did it to cover the bite mark.
I just really wanted to wear short sleeves again.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. You're okay.
I mean, you think a normal tattoo would be fine. Because then she purposely burned it and then put a tattoo over the top of it. I think a tattoo would have just been fine.
Hey.
Hey.
Happy 15th birthday, Eli.
Didn't know how to spell Ellie.
I borrowed one of your drawings for inspiration. It took a bit of restoring. Real bone saddle here. Lacquered the whole body and used a Dremel to carve the
Because he just happens to know how to make a guitar. Or at least fix it.
If I ever were to lose you, I'd surely.
Yeah, that's the song she was starting to sing in that auditorium.
Happy birthday, kiddo.
Cut to her beating the crap out of someone.
Is it a bow and arrow?
Nope.
Nope, we're not sending you out until you're trained. You're gonna need something called patience.
Jesse said he'd train me if you let him.
Is there something going on between you two?
Excuse me?
You spend a lot of time together. Is it funny? I see the way you look at him. I got a keen eye for these sort of things.
I don't think you do.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Ellie. Ellie. Oh my God. Careful.
I want a motherfucking dinosaur! Joel, there's a museum.
Yeah, no. If you don't fall off the goddamn T-Rex, I'll take you there.
That's why the dinosaur is there. She got an interest in space.
Is it real?
That's cool.
It's real.
This is one of the things I saw coming. I've never played the games, but just through pure osmosis, this is one of the things that I knew was coming. The museum.
Well, open it.
This is one of those, it's a core memory unlocked.
You need a helmet.
Gemini. But sure, let's fuck with the memento to what's left of the human race. But I get it. And they definitely filmed this around season 1, didn't they? Because of how young Ellie looks compared to what she looks like now.
They sat right here.
Happy birthday, kiddo.
What's this?
This is something that took a mighty effort to find.
Is it Rocket Man?
30 seconds and counting.
Ah, dope.
Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
Liftoff.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour.
Apollo 11.
I do okay?
Are you kidding me?
Okay, so now we're at her 17th birthday. Yeah, she got company.
Joel, what the fuck?
Exactly, what the fuck? I came home early to surprise you for your birthday. 17, by the way.
Well, I'm 19, so I'm gonna go.
Okay, so now Joel knows.
It's not done yet. It's gonna look better.
Leave.
Don't look.
So all the teenage shit all at once, huh? Drugs and tattoos and sex, experimenting with girls?
It wasn't sex. And it wasn't a fucking experiment.
You don't know what you're saying. We'll discuss this later when you're yourself.
Ah, Joel. Ah, is this where she decides to move into the basement?
Okay, you want to have this conversation? Fine. You may not like the rules, but this is my house.
No, it isn't. You don't own it. They gave it to you. Sorry, to us. You don't own anything. I'm sorry that I got a tattoo and smoked weed and fooled around with a girl. Except I'm not.
Never did ask. What is it with the moths?
Nothing. I just read about them in a book on dreams and stuff. It's kind of symbolic.
Oh, right.
What do moths symbolize?
Yeah, like change and growing and such.
Last year, that man was crying tears of happiness. Okay, jumping to the 19th birthday.
So, I wrote down some questions. Okay?
We're gonna ask him about what happened at the hospital.
One. If the fireflies spotted us a mile from the hospital, how did they get surprised by an entire group of raiders? 2. If the raiders could kill all those soldiers, and Marlene, and you had to carry me the whole time, how did we get away?
Good questions.
If there are dozens of immune people, why hasn't anyone heard?
Ellie?
I'm coming!
For some reason, she's been thinking about the holes in the story. That's not a good sound.
Remember what I taught you?
I'm your back, you're mine.
That's not what you want to see.
Oh shit, Eugene.
Ellie!
Being bitten.
Are there any more?
Joel.
Are there any more?
Other than me. No, please, I figure I got about an hour. So this is what we do. We go back to the gate. They let Gail out, keeping her at a safe distance, of course, and I say goodbye.
So I take
Can't do
it
that.
can't let him near the commune.
Again?
Just shoots it now.
Yes, we can.
You're empty.
Hold out your hand. Now count, slowly, clearly, from 1 to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, but
He has time.
why?
We tie him up and we bring him back.
Get the horses, bring them down the trail. I'll start walking with him. We'll meet up with you.
Hmm. My thought process as well.
I promise.
Come on, Jaw. You promised, but
It's beautiful.
I suppose it's as good a place as any. I mean, damn.
I don't need a view. I need Gail to see her face, please. Please let that be the last thing I see.
If you love someone, you can always see their face.
Not quite the same thing, but I get the sentiment.
I see her.
Damn. So Eugene didn't get to say goodbye. And that's why Gail was so mad.
When we get there, I'll tell Gail what she needs to know and nothing more. It's the right thing to do. Ellie, I had no choice.
And this is the change in the relationship.
He was bit when we found him. And, well, he wanted to tell you that he loved you, and, he wished he could say goodbye to you in person, but he didn't want to put you in danger. And he wasn't scared. He was brave, and he ended it himself.
That's not what happened.
Of course. Because she mad as hell.
He begged to see you. He had time. Joe promised to take him to you. He promised us both. And then Joel shot him in the head.
You weren't there, you don't know.
You swore.
Goes back to the hospital stuff, I guess. Okay, we're all caught up in the timeline. This is the last time they saw each other, aside from being at that place where he died. Yep, this is new. She came back out.
Could they have made a cure?
Quite possibly. Still up for debate, though.
Making a cure would have killed you.
Then I was supposed to die. That was my purpose. My life would have fucking mattered, but you took that from me.
And I'll pay the price. Because you're gonna turn away from me. But if somehow I had a second chance at that moment,
Do it all over again.
I would do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're selfish.
Because I love you. In a way you can't understand. Maybe you never will. But if that day should come, if you should ever have one of your own, well then, I hope you do a little better than me.
Same thing his dad said to him.
I don't think I can forgive you for this, but I would like to try.
And take it Nora's dead, maybe? Of course, that's where it ends. I want to see a little bit more of the present day. All right, so this explained at least some of the relationship stuff that happened in that 5 years and why Ellie was so mad at him. Also explains that little bit at the end of the last episode. A bit weird the way they put that. Wasn't even necessary. That little bit at the end of the last episode. They could have just done this instead of having that little bit at the end. So that's a weird choice. Don't know why they chose to do it that way, but maybe it was just something Ellie was thinking about at the time. Maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, we already knew why she burned her arm. She wanted to wear short sleeves, wanted to cover up the bite mark, and then she eventually put a tattoo over it. It was good to know that the guitar was a birthday present. Her 15th birthday, I think it was. The 16th birthday was the trip to the museum and the space shuttle with the Apollo 11 takeoff tape. And yeah, I noticed there at the museum, Joel had a bit of a tear of happiness on his face, seeing how happy she was. And then you cut to a year later and she's got company in her room. And that's where she was getting the tattoo as well. Joel's attitude towards gays kind of out in the open there a little bit. At least the attitude he had there on the spot. He seemed kind of okay with it towards the end there with Seth and everything. And we know why she moved into the basement as well. So it's good. It was just good to get that sort of information, fill in those gaps that we probably all had questions to right from the get-go, from episode 1. And then, yeah, it was around her 19th birthday. She had questions about the Fireflies and what happened at the hospital. And then, obviously, the relationship changed after what happened with Eugene. Noticed the look on his face was the same one he had when asked about the Fireflies and asking him to, well, what was it? Season finale. She asked him to promise her that what he was saying was the truth, and she recognized the look as a lie, especially this time with what happened with Eugene and him not taking them back to the Jackson, to the commune to say goodbye to Gail. And that was definitely the start of the relationship change, but at least I want to say it was the last night they had together at that New Year's Eve party. They at least sort of figured things out. Joel telling her the truth about what happened at the hospital, and then that leads into what happened last episode with Nora and her saying she already knows, and we just found out why and how. It's good to see more of Joel. We kind of missed him these last couple episodes. And I do just want to double check, like, what does a moth symbolize? Does it mean death? Moths can symbolize a variety of things, often linked to darkness, endings, and decay in literature, but also to transformation and new beginnings in some spiritual contexts. They can represent a struggle between opposing forces like the attraction to light and the potential for destruction. Darkness, death, and decay most are frequently associated with night, shadows, and the ephemeral nature of life, often representing endings or the inevitable march of time. In some metaphorical contexts, moths can represent individuals who are misunderstood or stigmatized. Much like moths' own struggles with light, destructive tendencies and moths' attraction to light can be seen as a metaphor for destructive or self-destructive impulses. That's the negative interpretations. The positive interpretations is transformation and rebirth. Moths undergo a remarkable transformation from larva to adult, similar to butterflies, symbolizing new beginnings and renewal. Inspiration and guidance. The moth's attraction to light can be interpreted as a desire for inspiration or guidance, seeking to illuminate one's path. Ancestry and spirituality. White moths can be seen as representing ancestors or spiritual guidance, while black moths symbolize divine or universal knowledge. Okay, she's got a black moth on her arm, symbolizing divine or universal knowledge. I mean, she knows things. It's hiding the bite mark and her immunity on the arm, so there's that. She got a white moth on the guitar. That could be a sort of spiritual guidance kind of thing. Light and shadow moths can represent the duality of human nature, embodying both the light of inspiration and the darkness of potential destruction. I don't know. Going on about the duality of human nature could take a while, so let's just go to that. But that's a bit about moths. It makes a bit more sense now. But, yeah, the space shuttle, that was cool. I pointed it out in the reaction that it was one of the things that I kind of knew was coming at some stage. Wasn't sure when. I knew it was in the games, but I knew it was in part 2, I think, but I just wasn't sure where in the story. So it was great to see it here on her 16th birthday. It's one of those core memories, one of those things she's never gonna forget, especially now that Joel's dead. She's gonna look back on it fondly. We also didn't get to find out what he traded for the coffee. He said it was embarrassing, but be interested to know. Not that it really matters. It's just why didn't they say it? Yeah, we didn't get Joel's dad's name. It was his name tag said J Miller. And I don't know what are J names? James, Jack, Jim. Could be Joel even. In The Last of Us Part 2, Joel's father's not explicitly mentioned. He's not even part of the main story. Joel's only known family member in the game is his brother Tommy, but they don't even have a name for him. They just called him J Miller. It's a great episode. We got to fill in the gaps. I don't necessarily know if a full episode was needed, but it is what it is. How many episodes are there this season? Is it 8, 7, or 8? Because that was episode 6. Where are we? Yeah, 7 episodes. I know that there's a 3rd season, so maybe The Last of Us Part 2. Sorry, let me get my train of thought together. This season is gonna, okay. The way they're telling the story, it seems like, because this is based off Last of Us Part 2, they're gonna split the story of Part 2 into 2 seasons, this season and next season. Because 7 episodes to tell a story doesn't seem like a lot, especially if they just spent one whole episode of stuff happening in the past and like nothing has happened, in the sense that, like, okay, there was an attack on the commune, Joel's dead, 1 episode was spent going to Seattle, and then we had day 1 in Seattle, which was basically just exploring and learning a little bit more about what's going on in Seattle. And then we had last episode where shit went down. This episode is a flashback. The season finale is going to be what? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how long part 2 goes for, but damn. Like, not a lot has been happening. So, and again, I don't actually know when Last of Us Part 2 ends. So for all I know, this could be the story. You know what I mean? But it just doesn't seem like a lot is happening. I mean, Abby got her revenge pretty quick. Because, they jumped ahead 5 years. So she got her revenge pretty quick. Then we've just reached Seattle. Will we see Abby next episode? Will there be some form of confrontation? It's a very good question. One that I can't wait for, honestly. Like, I love this show. Again, while it was good to have some information filled in, 5-year gaps about certain things, I don't necessarily think a full episode was needed for this. I mean, they could have filled in that Eugene stuff in a single conversation. They could have had Ellie's and Joel's conversation at the end there in that episode 1, if the episode wanted to go for 5 or 10 minutes longer. But anyway, I mean, it is what it is. I just wanted a bit more stuff present day. They could have done the thing where it was constantly flipping back and forth, maybe, or something like that while she was dealing with Nora. But I mean, whatever choices they made, I'm sure there was discussions about it, but no one that I agree with. Let me know what you'll think about this episode in the comments section down below, and join me next week for the season finale. But in the meantime, as usual, if you'll enjoy this reaction and want to see more, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, join me next time. And I'll see you there. Bye, guys.